Nice.
What do you mean? Who's talking about me?
He then said that he wanted the DNA test. And it was, why do you want a DNA?
Her like myself, especially that you're being out in Orange County and you're paying when you're with.
But I think that happens so few and far between that this impact is.
And I literally turned around and I was like, get in your car and leave. You are not coming back inside.
Should I do it? They're asking me for permission, but the
recently had a paternity-related polygraph exam. A woman refused to allow herself or a new baby take a DNA test, but she claimed no one else could be the father except the current boyfriend. He was suspicious. She agreed to take a polygraph test. He named a couple of other guys. She denied them as having any relations with them in the period right before becoming pregnant. She failed over and over on one name. Ultimately, she confessed she did have relations with him right in that time period.
I cheated on you.
How many times?
Like 17.
With how many different dudes?
Like 4 different guys.
And why is that?
Because he was kind of a shitty boyfriend and I wanted to.
Can't just leave him? Why didn't you leave him?
Because we were so in love.
Men, this isn't the world we grew up in. Modern women have changed the game and it's rigged against you. Loyalty is dead. They don't care after they cheat. And yet, they demand an alpha, a provider, while giving nothing back. You're waking up and walking away for a reason. This isn't just another channel, it's your shield. A place where we expose the truth about modern women and reclaim our power. Join the brotherhood. Hit subscribe and protect yourself with the truth. Welcome to Protective Perspective, where men wake up.
He then said that he wanted the DNA test. And it was, why do you want a DNA test? Oh, no, because she cheated on me. That's not my kid. You know that that's your kid. I will never give you a DNA test. That's not going to happen. Because I know of course not.
But if he's asking for it.
I will not go it. I did my research. I will never, ever give him a DNA test. You will need to take me to court. I will never. Because then that's me justifying your lie.
But also, like, giving so? But I don't think it's justifying the lie. I think if you don't trust me about that, here it is. It's like this.
But he knows that this is his. He knows so much that he had reached out to his brother, and his brother had contacted me, and his brother was like, "Hey, I've been talking to him. He wants to know if you'll do a DNA test." And I told him, and I even sent him the text messages. He knows that this is his kid. I have everything in text.
No, okay, I see what you mean.
I will not get a kid for what? You look at my kid
like,
now.
oh,
no.
This is it.
No, because you knew.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that this is your kid, even without seeing him.
Yeah.
You know that this is your kid. And then for you to go and say that now, okay, let me see how far I could go with this lie. Let me get her to do a DNA test so then I could tell all of my family I wasn't there and you guys weren't there because I didn't know it was my kid. That is BS. That's a lie.
Yeah, but I also feel like it's like, you think it's a lie? That's what I'm saying.
No.
Then you don't think it's yours, let's just do it then.
Pero all I have to do is show you my kid. You see my kid, and my kid looks identical to you.
I know.
And then he wanted me to do a DNA test while I was pregnant. You can't do that. Only one with blood. And why would I go and put the effort into it when I know that he's lying and he knows that he's lying?
But then he could say, well, you see.
I can't listen to it anymore. I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about. I did what research? I did my research. He's lying. I could show you my kid. They look like his brother even. It was so much, a bunch of word salad going on. I didn't even know. I was still waiting to hear the concrete proof that that's his kid. I got text messages of me and his brother talking and all this. Like, what? The fact that she said he got to take her to court for him to get a simple DNA test. No, you don't. Get the kid. Matter of fact, they got these little test kits on Amazon you could order. Swab the kid, swab yourself, send it in, you get it back in, you get the results back in 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever. I don't know how long it is. But he don't need to take her ass to court. And like, that's the type, fellas, that's the type of woman that you just like, bro, y'all gotta stop impregnating these women, man. Y'all gotta start really vetting and doing y'all research and talking to these women. Just let them talk. And then you will hear their mindset on how they speak. Like, what? Take me to court. Like,
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Oh boy, hold on to your hats. When it comes to listening to a thought, let's just say skepticism should be your middle name. I mean, if her idea of honesty involves taking someone to court for the truth, we might as well grab popcorn and watch the circus unfold. Whoever's had the misfortune of sleeping with her, including the guy who knocked her up, let's just say you might be in for a wild ride minus 18 years of dealing with that drama. Yikes, imagine raising another human being alongside someone who clearly needs a serious reality check. And let's not overlook the irony here, she's going to influence the next generation. Now we see why so many kids today are running around like tiny tornadoes. They're being raised by 3/4s like her, who probably think they're setting examples. But wait, the best part? She delivers her tall tales with such conviction. It's like she's auditioning for a role in The Greatest Showman. Does she even realize she's spinning a web of lies? And seriously, how did two guys manage to overlook that deep voice? Sounds like she could out-bass a choir. Let's move on to the next clip.
This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. But this is bull.
Here in the hospital, y'all. Finna give birth to his child, and he over here questioning me, talking about, is this really his baby? Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here and have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question the baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go. I don't need you up here. Because all you're doing is stressing me out. Yeah, we are finna find out. And that's so weird for you to even be saying that, though. Why would you even say that? You don't never want to claim your kids. Why you never claiming your kids? Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that. What are you doing? Bro, like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro. Because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child. We don't really need you over here. He in here stressing me out. Like, look at me. I look a mess right now. And you over here doing all this extra stuff, stressing me out right now. Talking about you want DNA test. Okay. You gonna get a DNA test. You can really go ahead and go.
Oh boy, let's dive into this TikTok drama. So this woman thinks she's the total package because she can cook and has a big house. Newsflash, sweetheart. That's not enough to offset the ticking biological clock. First off, barking on TikTok isn't exactly the best way to attract a partner. I mean, who needs to hunt for a relationship when you can just yell into the void, right? And come on, super masculine vibes. It's like she's trying to audition for a role in a soap opera about desperate households. And let's talk about those eggs. At 30, you've already lost 90% of them. Yikes, if those eggs are powdered milk by now, you might want to rethink your dating strategy. A man with a future isn't looking to settle down with someone who thinks a big house and home-cooked meals are a substitute for youth and fertility. So to sum it up, she's not just barking up the wrong tree, she's in the wrong forest. Time for a reality check, darling. Let's move on to the next clip.
Guys, don't forget to cheat on your boyfriend this weekend because he won't marry you at the end of the day. And he's also cheating, trust me.
She belongs to the street.
Women have with 100% assurance that when they are pregnant and they birth a child, it is theirs. They know it because they carried it and they pushed it through their body. So there's no confusion, which is fine. But men have some uncertainty in that area. It's entirely possible, and it happens, where women get impregnated by somebody else and then they point to that guy who could be the husband. He may not be the husband at that time, and says, that's the father. You're the father, this is yours, you stand up and man up.
And here we go again. This lady's out here twerking in a video, thinking she's putting her best foot forward. Newsflash, any decent guy watching that isn't seeing a partner, he's seeing a streetwalker auditioning for a role. Seriously, what happened to class? But wait, there's more. She's also got a failed marriage under her belt. It's like collecting stamps, but instead she's racking up red flags. You've got all these opportunities flying at you, yet somehow she manages to trip over every single one. It's almost like a talent. So here's the reality check. If you keep making choices that scream, I'm not ready for a real relationship, don't be surprised when you find yourself single. It's a tough world out there, but some people make it even tougher on themselves. Let's move on to the next clip.
Never forgive cheating. Stop making excuses, guys. Don't make excuses for anybody. A lot of you guys are out here making excuses for people's bad behavior. Oh, they were drunk. Oh, they were this, confused, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. I don't want to hear any excuses. Never forgive cheating. If someone cheats on you, end it and never talk to that person again. I don't care how beautiful the excuse was. I don't care if an alien came down from Mars, put a ray up your butt and told you to do it. I don't care. I don't care about your excuses. Drop.
You guys, Tennessee has made it illegal to lie and put a baby on somebody. Let's talk about it. This new law passed in September of this year makes it a crime to commit paternity fraud. Under the language of the law, you cannot lie about who the father of your child is if you knew or should have known that they weren't the father, and it was with the intent to deprive the actual father of his rights or so that you could get money. Now, there's been a lot of celebration about this law and outcry that this should be spread nationwide, but I don't think that the impact of this law is going to be as widespread as some may hope. Intent can be extremely difficult to prove, and here there are 2 layers of intent that would have to be proven. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't women who foolishly will say things like, I'm going to tell this person that they're the father so I can get child support. But I think that happens so few and far between that this impact is not going to be tremendous.
It's infuriating that paternity fraud isn't taken seriously in many places, especially when the stakes are so high. Men can find themselves financially and emotionally trapped, all because of someone else's dishonesty. The fact that countries like France put barriers in place to protect women in these situations is just another example of how the system often favors women, leaving men vulnerable and without recourse. Let's move on to the next clip.
How can a traditional alpha man, or even just a normal man, a guy like you and me, balance living their life and dealing with modern women?
Well, guys like you and me understand the way things work, my friend. We've unplugged from the matrix. For guys like you and me, it's, okay, well, let's not invite chaos into our life. Stay away from women with loads of red flags. A lot of the times, like, I'll give a guy my book and they get mad. It's like, well, there's no women. If I have to vet them all with these 20 here, then I'm never going to get a girl, Rich. Okay, well, that's the reality of society today. The reason why I give you these tools is so that you can see them for what they are, understand them, and then, adapt accordingly. But what they don't seem to understand is, well, if that's all that you see, then that's all that you are worth. Do more work on yourself, become more competent, learn more about game, learn more about, whatever it is that you got to sort of fix in your life. Maybe you're boring as shit. I don't know. But if all you see is 20 red flags in every single woman that you talk to, there's something wrong with you. I'm in an LTR. My gal's great. There's lots of women out there that don't have red flags. Do the work on yourself and they will become available.
Listen up. This isn't just entertainment for you to scroll through mindlessly. This is a wake-up call. I want you to observe carefully and learn from what I'm sharing because I don't want you to go through the same pain and betrayal I did. Every story you hear, every lesson I share, is a piece of armor against the games these women play. If you've got experiences of your own, if you face the heartbreak, the lies, the manipulation, don't stay silent. Share it in the comments or email me directly. Your story could be the lifeline that helps another brother avoid the same fate. Together we can build a fortress of knowledge and strength. So don't just watch, engage, share, and let's learn from each other. This is how we break the cycle. Let's continue.
And I literally turned around and I was like, get in your car and leave. You are not coming back inside. We're done. Took me a few days to process what went down and be able to come on here and be ready to kind of give you guys a story time. This definitely is not going to be the dating update that anyone is looking forward to, unfortunately, but let's talk about it. I'll know that I've been seeing Church Guy. He's been so amazing, like almost too good to be true. Met this man, he took me to church. We've been on, 6 or 7 dates since. Things were getting pretty serious. We were having some serious conversations. Like, I cannot explain to you how kind and respectful, and this man has just been everything. They're kind of progressing with us. I thought, why don't I have him meet my friends? Like, that could be fun. So I invited him to come to my friend's Super Bowl party. Super exciting. I was waiting all week. It had been a week since I had seen him, so it's the longest that we've gone since we've met. So he picks me up at my house and we head to the party together. When we got to the party, so this is the first red flag of the evening. We're walking into the house holding hands. The minute that we open the door and walk into the home, he drops my hand. Like, he doesn't want to hold my hand. In my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe he's anxious. Like, maybe he's overwhelmed. He doesn't want to, like, be holding my hand the first time he meets everybody. That's fine. I totally get that. Grab some plates of food, and I'm like, let's go sit with everybody. Like, all my friends are in the living room watching the game. And he's like, no, I want to sit out here, and goes to there's like a side porch, like screened in area where there was one of my friends and another TV, but everyone's inside. And I'm like, well, let's sit inside with everybody. Like, there's plenty of room. He just sits down out there and says, I'm sitting here. So again, I'm like trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, he's probably overwhelmed. There's so many people. Like, maybe he wants to just eat first and then we can go join everybody. So at this point, we're out there, we're eating our food, we're watching the game. Of course, everyone's talking about the Super Bowl commercials, and a commercial comes on for this company I've never heard of. And I'm like, I can't believe this company has the budget to spend $7 million for a Super Bowl commercial. Like, to me, that's so wild. Like, that must be such a waste of money. Like, there's no way that this company is like big enough to afford that. He gets like very like worked up about it and was like, you don't know what you're talking about, like blah blah blah. And I kind of just brushed it off. I'm like, hey, whatever. Like, he's still wanting to sit out there. I'm like, okay, like at this point I'm like, whatever, I don't care where we sit, we're watching the game, it's fun. I was like, oh, who's the halftime show? It's Usher, whatever. And I'm like, I bet, I'm telling you, Justin Bieber is gonna come out. Like, I literally will bet you, like, let's bet right now, I swear, like, he has to come out. Like, it's Usher and Justin Bieber, like, he has to bring Justin out. And the church man looks at me and goes, why do you think you know effing everything? Says the F word to me. Excuse me? Like, not only are you cursing at me in front of my friends, the tone of voice he used and the way he spoke to me, like, he has never spoken to me like that before. Like, and I understand a lot of our time has been on like one-on-one and in private, like on dates and things, like just the two of us. And like, we have never really been in a situation where we're around a lot of people. But I was like genuinely, like, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I'm thinking, did he really just say that to me? Like, did he really just speak to me like that? I look back to the TV, the game's still playing, the Super Bowl, and goes, look at me when I'm speaking to you. I turn my head back to him from the TV, and I just stood up. I just stood up and walked out. I was like, I am not gonna sit here and let any man, much less some man who I'm not even dating, like, you're not my boyfriend. What makes you think, I don't care if you are my boyfriend, like, what makes you think it's okay to speak to another person like that? Over Justin Bieber. Like, this isn't even a serious conversation. This isn't even a serious argument. I literally am just saying, like, this is my opinion. Like, oh my gosh, I totally think Justin Bieber is gonna, like, come out. Like, he got so worked up that I had that opinion, that he thought it was okay to speak to me like that. Went and spoke to my friends, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, he's not, like, no. Like, whatever it is that we have going on, like, this is done. Like, I don't care. Like, that is such a red flag that you think at this point in our relationship you already feel comfortable enough to speak to me like that. Like,
it's baffling to see someone trying to navigate the dating scene with such a young child. The priorities should really shift when a new baby is in the picture. It's like these women are in denial about the responsibilities they have. They want to jump back into dating as if nothing has changed. Let's continue.
I get so many women who want me to tell them it's okay to cheat. This is what they really want me to confirm that it's okay to cheat. It's always with the work husband, y'all. It's always with the work husband. I'm trying to tell you, man, if you get a woman and you send her off to work every day, she's gonna get a work husband. And a lot of times it goes further than the work relationship, okay? Because I've done countless readings. Like, I'm here to tell you, I've done countless readings where the woman always gets the crush on a man, a coworker, or a boss, and they end up doing it. And the readings start off like, well, I like someone else, I'm attracted to someone else, am I wrong? Should I go for it? My husband don't pay me no attention anymore. This guy does everything. Should I do it? And they're asking me for permission, but the funny thing is they've already done it. They've already cheated.
My brother in Christ, you are scaring the hoes.
Oh boy, here we go. Right off the bat, my spidey senses are tingling. This woman can't even keep the father of her kid around for more than 2 years. That's a huge red flag waving in the wind. I mean, come on, if you can't make it work with the dude who helped create a human, what's the deal here? Let's be real. There's a reason she's single, and it's probably more than just bad luck. Either she's hiding some major dirt or she's completely clueless about how her own actions are driving people away. And let's not forget the friends factor, birds of a feather, right? If her crew isn't exactly winning any relationship awards, chances are she's not either. I'd bet my last dollar she disrespected him during conversations. Passive-aggressive vibes all around. You know the type? Always playing the victim while throwing shade when they think no one's looking. It's like a classic script at this point. So yeah, I'm not buying her story. It's full of holes, and the narrative just doesn't add up. If she wants to find a decent guy, she might want to take a good look in the mirror before pointing fingers. Let's continue.
I've had boyfriends in the past, not one of them has ever raised their voice at me. Not one of them has ever cursed at me, or in front of me even. Like, I don't stand for that behavior. Like, I am not the one. I don't know who you think you are. I was like, like, absolutely not. So I went inside with my friends. At this point, he's out there like talking to somebody by himself. I'm like, I'm done. He needs to leave. Like, I don't want him here. They're all like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I was like, no, I'm kicking this man out. He needs to leave. I don't want him here. Like, at this point, it wasn't even the halftime show yet. Like, he didn't even make it to halftime without acting like a douche canoe. How do I get this man to leave without causing a huge scene? I ended up texting him and I was like, hey, like, meet me, like, sneak outside and meet me out front. Comes out and he's kind of like, hey, babe, like, he literally in his head thought that I was like texting him because I wanted to like sneak off and like we were gonna like make out in his car. Like, that's what he thought. That's how unaware he is about the way that he treats people. Why did you call me out here? And I was like, because I want to talk to you about the way that you spoke to me inside. Like, that was unacceptable. And he was like, no, like immediate gaslighting. Like, it just really triggered me. And it was really upsetting that you're the kind of person that just makes assumptions and you just think that you know everything. Like, blah, blah, blah. Why does it bother you that I have an opinion? Like, why does it bother you that I think, oh, Justin Bieber is going to come out with the halftime show? Like, why is that so triggering to you? He's like, I just don't want to be with somebody who like makes assumptions. Like, what if I do something and you're just going to jump to a conclusion? Like, you're just going to jump to an assumption about. I literally was like making a guess about who's going to win the Super Bowl or whether or not Justin Bieber is going to come out at the halftime. One, not an assumption. There's assuming something, being like having assumptions is totally different. Two, it has nothing to do with our personal relationship or the kind of person that I am. Like, girls aren't allowed to guess now. Like, girls aren't allowed to have guesses. You don't need to worry about me ever making an assumption about you in a relationship because there's not going to be a relationship. Whatever we have here is done. This is it. Like, you will never speak to me or see me again after tonight. I was like, the way that you spoke to me, I saw what I needed to see. Like, if you think it's honestly okay to treat people like that, whether you treat me like that, whether you treat other people like that, whether you treat our future children like that, like, absolutely not. And he just kept on trying to gaslight me to leave. Like, I don't want you here. You need to get in your car and leave. And he literally got in his car and he zoomed off. And as I'm walking back in the house, I'm like, I don't want him following me on social media. I don't want him having any access to me or my life. Like, he's kind of scary. Like, his behavior honestly like scared me a little bit. I went on Instagram to find his profile to like remove him as a follower, and I couldn't find his page. As he was driving off in a fury, fuming, he had already blocked me on all social media. He had already blocked my number, like literally like cuckoo. Like, I can't.
Oh, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. It's classic. She probably thought she was the one holding the cards and then bam, he blocks her. That's gotta sting. Especially when modern dating has taught so many women that they should always have the upper hand. Her calling him a weirdo just screams insecurity, doesn't it? It's like, come on, if you're that bothered by him taking control of the situation, maybe it's time to reevaluate your approach. If she truly didn't care, she'd just shrug it off like, next instead, she's turning it into a drama fest. But knew she wanted to have the final say, the right of refusal. And when that didn't happen, her ego took a hit. It's like watching a reality show unfold too much drama over someone she claims not to care about. If anything, his blocking her should have felt like a breath of fresh air, but nope. She's too busy wallowing in her feelings to realize it. Talk about projecting. Let's continue.
I think family court is biased against men. In my experience of handling these cases all over New York State for plus 20 years, what I've seen is they don't usually get a break with child support. When it comes to custody and visitation, if they want to prove they're the best dad in the world, they need to really prove it. And with spousal support, a lot of times, if the wife is the moneyed spouse making a boatload more money, the judges will tell you, I don't care, I'm not giving him spousal support. Yet if the roles were reversed, it would be exactly the opposite. Just not fair. There's nothing in the law to say that anything is gender specific. It should be an equal playing field. It's getting better. It's better than it used to be 20 years ago, but it's still biased.
Women are delusional to think that they ever need to pay for a date with a man and don't value anything that they don't work hard for. Tonight at dinner, I'm watching this couple, and my date, Cooney, is telling a very interesting story about crypto, and he stops because he sees me looking at them, and he goes, something catch your attention? And I said, yeah, she just paid the bill. And he goes, well, what if they're married? And I said, ew. Even if you're married, you're still going to be the one to write the check and sign the tip. Who cares if it's both of their money? Who cares if she's just the one writing the tip and paying with his money? And I said to Cooney, first of all, it's embarrassing to the woman to pay in public because people are sitting there judging her like myself. Especially that you're being out in Orange County and you're paying when you're with a man in like one of the richest parts of America. My heart just like breaks for her. And I told him, I don't care if they're married and it's his money. He should still sign the check because it's his way of saying, this is my money, this is my family, and this is my bitch. And he was like, oh, so a man should still sign the bill just to prove that it's his woman. And I was like, yes, babe, like, I'm never signing the check when we're married. I said, so should a woman drive a car just because they're married? I'll never drive a car if a man is around either. And then I just made out with him and I was like, I know who's daddy around here. I know who's the boss. Thank God we never have to worry about that. Know your role. Stop deviating from your core competency. Okay, men buy a house, women make it a home. I'm so done with this feminist bullshit. It has gone too far. It's not serving women. Now we end up paying for dates. We end up pursuing men. And men really think that they're the prize. Men propose to women, not the other way around. Men fall in love with you through investing in you. You need to let them spend a lot of money on you, honey. And if you're a professional, elite level like me, you end up as a 5-star couple, and you're saving yourself for marriage, and he pays your rent, and you've never touched inside his pants, and he gives, protects, and cherishes you, and you have nothing to prove. This is what it looks like to get to a place of healed feminine energy. And your capacity to receive so much goes up. You let a man invest in you so much that that's how he falls in love with you. By the time that he thinks about ever walking away, he's already invested too much. He's already raised your stock value so much, and he's taking you to the 5-star restaurants where you can meet other men who will follow you to the bathroom just to ask for your number for a chance to win your heart and compete with the current man who's treating you like a queen. Please stop thinking that you ever have to pay, Angel. Sit on your hands if you have to. 50-50 girls don't get queen treatment or marriage. Queens get queen treatment and marriage.
Oh boy, where do we even start with this? It's like watching a bad rom-com that's been way too serious. First off, let's talk about her claiming she's waiting for marriage. Sure, honey, but that ship sailed long ago. It's like she's trying to sell a beat-up, rusted car and expects to get a luxury price tag. And let's be real, if she's already got the mileage, the whole wait for marriage spiel is just rich. It's not about the number of miles, it's about the condition of the ride. If she's trying to snag a man with that mindset, she might as well be shouting, "Look at my broken down engine." A real man is looking for someone who brings more than just a wallet to the table. Kindness, loyalty, and those basic wife skills like cooking and cleaning are way more attractive than a bank account. If she thinks that being a financial drain is the ticket to a man's heart, she's in for a reality check. And let's not forget, a good man will spot a gold digger from a mile away. If she's not bringing anything to the table while he's busy being Mr. Husband, it won't take long for him to realize he's been sold a lemon. Let's continue.
A guy is currently going viral all across social media after he caught his girlfriend cheating on him, so he decided to do something to her to get back at her for cheating on him. Quickly, I would just like to say that the video I was commentating over in the beginning is not the people involved in this situation. That's just a video I put in the background. These people did not show their faces. So this guy went onto social media and made a post with the caption, "She cheated, go crazy," and proceeded to take a picture of the front of her debit card, as you can see right here, which, that isn't horrible. The only information on the front of the debit card was her name. I still decided to blur it out, but then this guy decided to take a second picture, and this time it was of the back of the debit card, and it was all the card's information for everyone to use on whatever they wanted. They could buy whatever they wanted. He said go crazy, and a bunch of people started to use his likely now ex-girlfriend's card after she cheated on him. Now, millions of people ended up seeing this post on the social media, and I have no idea how many people actually used his likely now ex-girlfriend's card, but probably thousands of people, and I just wonder how much money, was actually charged on her card. It's probably going to be a hassle to get all that money back. Some people feel like this was very messed up of him to do this, but honestly, I feel like this is not worse than cheating, and I'm just really curious to know your...
So I'm talking to this guy, it's going well, and I thought it's time that I go to his place. I wanted to bring him his favorite dessert because I like to bake. He said he wanted cookies. Easy enough, right? I go to bring him the cookies, and he opens the door, and he goes, "Those cookies look great, but I only want to taste your cookie." And I'm like, "These are my cookies, what do you mean?" He was talking about my
Look, I know what you're going through. The games, the lies, the cheating. I've been there, betrayed, manipulated, left to pick up the pieces. I built this community because I refused to let that be my story anymore. And now I'm here for you, just like the other brothers standing with you, Stott. This isn't just another video. This is your escape from the madness, a place where you'll find men who've been through the exact same thing. I see you, brother. And when you join us, I'll be there, your real friend, ready to help you fight back and rise stronger. Hit that subscribe button, join the brotherhood, and stop playing their game. Welcome to Protective Perspective, where men take back their power.